I'll ask the question about what about your faculty? What if they all participated in your efforts? How would that change or how would that impact success on your campus?
I'll chime in. I know with me, when I first came on, that was one of the things that I did. I presented to the faculty. I got with the faculty representative, and I wanted to present to them some of the ideas that I had about holistic advising. I see where I'd have a lot of students come in and well, when I first got there, nobody was coming into the Student Success Center. And I'm like, well, where are all the students if we have all these problems? But so I started going out and I was getting a lot of referrals from the faculty, but they said, well, we send the referrals, but we don't ever get any response back. And so that was one of the things that I worked with my team on to make sure that we were closing that loop. But right now, one of the things that I've been driving home is there's no wrong door. You know, if they come in, then we will assist them. We will do a soft handoff. We don't just say go to the admissions, or that we'll call and say we're sending you this person. So we do the soft handoffs, and we work with our students. I meet with they tease me set of doctors in because I have a lot of students now that just come in. My background coming from an urban school and then teaching at a tribal college. You know, I always say, well, you know, you got now I'm with my tribe. So I always just talk a lot with the students, and sometimes, you know, they'll just come by and always have snacks and always have things for them to make sure that they feel welcome. And I try to get break down some of the barriers that they had. Like we had a lot of students that were asking the advisors, Talladega is isolated, and they just, well, we just need a trip to the Walmart and da 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 da. And so we got with our transportation department, and we says we need, you know, transportation for the students to go to the Walmart. And we wrote a petition, you know, where we wrote a letter to the president. She's like, yeah, let's institute this. So we got, now they have their little shuttles that go, you know, 3 times a week, and just various things like that, addressing some of the problems that are real world to them. And I spent a lot of time too in the cafeteria, and I walked the campus, and it just really, I don't know, I think sometimes with my students being away from home, they just know that somebody care. And I always tell them, I mean, I can solve your problem, but I will listen and I will try to find you the answer. And once they realize that you really care, they'll bring people to you. Dr. Patton, this person's having this problem. I'm like, whoa, okay. So it's really working out really good. And I'm really enjoying working with them.
Awesome. I think that point you mentioned about closing the feedback loop to faculty is key. On our campus, we ask them to participate in our alerts and progress reports at those moments, early alert, progress reports at midterms, but making sure that we're closing that loop, that we're providing them feedback on their students, or even making them aware of tidbits of the conversations that we had with students so that they can, you know, understand maybe the student's behavior or why they're performing the way they're performing. That is definitely helpful and has helped us to see an increase in faculty participation in those efforts.